Hey, community, get ready for part 2 of the episode.
Hey, community, it's your boy Craig Seymour. You might know me from the social media, from the Twitter. You might know my books like Biography of Luther Vandross and What's Brewing Today?
Craig Seymour.
Met Gala 2023.
And ask your aunties, lovers, and friends. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
I'm going to do a different part every time.
Come on,
Right?
Come on, ad-lib.
Alrighty, ladies. What time is it?
Ask your
aunties.
Yeah.
Yay! That was so cute.
Ow.
Y'all couldn't harmonize,
You haven't
though?
Right.
I can't get a little
No.
three-part harmony.
Hit the freeway! Right.
I see we're just talking now, and I'm not. And see, I always do this. I just get caught up talking to people. Now I'm like, oh, people are gonna be listening to that back, and now I'm sure somebody's gonna hop on my Twitter like, why'd you say that about Tony Braxton? Blah 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 blah.
The album was not that good. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And it's 20 years ago. She's over
20,
it.
that part.
Yeah,
20
right.
years ago.
Exactly.
Let it go.
And I've said worse about more popular people.
Oh.
You have. That's
Not
a
more
true statement.
popular.
I said what I said. One thing you're gonna get,
Wow.
you're gonna get a whole lot of old school shade from this queen, honey.
Craig Seymour does not endorse this. Do not say. I did not say that. I just ain't like the woman's album title and her songs on that particular project. Don't drag me all into the,
Look, I didn't like her hair on Sherry Shepherd when she went on there talking about her sister. So
Oh, word.
Whoa. I don't remember that, I don't think.
that was
Versus
the worst.
about
That was
Tracy
the
or
worst $20 wig I'd ever seen.
Craig
Okay, but at least
Seymour
her
does
outfit
not
looked
endorse-
cute.
Her
Her
outfit
outfit
was hair
was cute.
wasn't.
Her outfit was cute.
Her outfit
wish I
was
could
cute.
see it.
Her hair was not.
Yeah, because she was on the Today Show with that same wig. I was like, you on the Today Show with that wig, Tony? Or no, Hoda and whatever old girl name is. Hoda and girl.
Yeah.
Jenna.
Jenna.
That wig
Yeah.
wig
Like,
was
Tony.
so thinly laced.
Come on.
That was
Not thinly laced. Oh,
it was so thinly because she had the nerve to also have a part at the top, but you could see the ball cap underneath.
Don't have Barry call us, Dewan.
Call
what
us.
was the
Call
what
us.
was the queen that had kept the ball cap on the first episode of RuPaul's Drag Race this last season, and she got red for it. Anyway, that just made me think of that.
Yes, that had the
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Robin.
Right.
Yes.
Robin.
She was giving you that. She was giving you all the
was
shine.
giving Barry that. Oh, Lord. Sorry, Tony. Okay, Jarrell, what you got?
Woo! Can
right.
we say something nice about? I mean, God. What's your
I
favorite
love
Tony
Tony.
Braxton song? Okay, great.
Yeah, Tony does.
Ooh, I can breathe again.
I do love Tony. I do love
That album just wasn't.
Breathe again. Breathe again.
I really like The Heat. That was the album that really
That was
I
good.
liked all the songs, but like that was the one that I really liked, like the title track, The Heat. Like I was, it was just more.
He
my
wasn't
That's the
man
one-
enough and Unbreak
He wasn't
My
man
Heart.
for me.
And
It was
I
that
don't need
album,
anything
Yeah.
else.
You always have to add one. Like you could have just stopped.
Just a little caveat at the end. He said, I don't need anything else. All right, sorry, Jarrell. Third time. What you got? What's the question today?
All right. So I got the tea from a friend a couple weeks ago while we went out, and she, me and he was kind of spilling a little bit of the tea. So I actually know, I know the individuals involved in this, and I didn't know what to say just because I know each of the people, and it's one of those things where I can't give my opinion because I know them and I want to respect each of the friendships that I have with the
So you
individuals
want them to
involved.
drag us instead? Okay.
So I want y'all to say how y'all feel.
Okay.
So the question is, hey, aunties, I've been with my partner for a few years now, and I love him very much. I'm happy with him and the life we've built, but I found myself stuck in a situation. I recently found myself falling in love with one of my friends. He's handsome, smart, and truly someone I see myself with, but I'm torn because I'm also in something that also brings me joy. Am I tripping? Is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? Should I end my friendship and not test the water? Please help.
I have a definite opinion, but you don't. Y'all just tell
You
me
go
where to
first then.
Go
Go
ahead,
first. Go
Gas.
for it.
Because I'm
Go
formulating.
for it.
I have been this person, okay, and I can honestly say that
Have
looking
16
back,
job.
as a person, right, as a person that has that handled the situation wrong, I would say that it is coming from a selfish place if you were trying to love two people because if they do not know that that is what you are doing. And I think it is fine to, you have to listen to your inner voice, just like I was talking about purpose. It is fine to end that relationship and go with the other one or whatever you want to do, but it's kind of like you have to make that decision and then stand in it. You can't give into whims when you're dealing with people's hearts. So, which I learned the hard way. So
That's a word.
no
Yeah.
judgment.
I mean, couple thoughts. I agree with you on that point of view, Craig. One thing we talked about even last week's episode is there's a cool thing about being within the LGBTQIA plus community of potentially seeing what relationships mean and the ever evolving notion of what relationships look like. So that is a potential lane that goes down. However, before you go down that route, you need to have a conversation with your current partner and saying, I'm feeling these things. I don't know what it exactly means right now, but A, what are your thoughts? What are you feeling? And if you're already in like a monogamous relationship and that's what you guys have communicated, opening up that communication saying maybe there's an option to be poly, maybe there's an option for whatever it may be. But I think you owe it to your partner first to have these conversations before you even start thinking and lusting and formulating this whole new life in your mind, because that's, like you said, not fair to them and it's super selfish. So I would say put your big boy thong on, your big boy jockstrap on, and have the conversation with your partner just to see what it is. If your partner says, no, that ain't my ministry, I don't want that, et cetera, you're going to have to make some decisions. Do you stay with your partner or do you test the waters with the other person? Does the other person even like you? That's another thing you need to know. You might be out here lusting and they just think you a good friend, boo. And then now you done fucked it up with your partner that do love you and you out here tripping. So those are things you need to really think. And I mean, we've all been in situations where you're like, oh, that boy kind of cute, and you kind of, get the little crush, a little whatever. But part of being an adult and being in a mature relationship is having tough conversations and tough communications, and you're gonna have to do it. So figure out what you truly want. If you really think this other person is smart and handsome and all this stuff, and it's providing you something, there's several lanes you could go down. But first, figure your shit out, then talk to your partner.
And there's always going to be another person. That's the thing that
There's
you have to realize. Like, it's
another
fine if you break up this relationship and go with this other person, but at some point there's going to be another person. So,
handsome,
like,
smart person with a bigger dick.
yeah. So you kind of have to just decide whether or not it's really about this particular person, which it probably never really is, to be perfectly honest. But like, or is it just a desire to, how some people want to ruin something before they go on? Like, maybe you just want to be single. Maybe you just want to be out of the relationship.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
That's a word.
How about you, Dewan?
Have they ever had sex?
Oh, God.
Can you call them? You got their number.
This is important information.
Like the friends, meaning like the friends.
Mm-hmm.
They have not done anything. They haven't crossed the line or anything of the sort like that. They haven't had a conversation, but it's an unspoken thing that you can clearly see. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean you can see it so that a partner would be able to recognize it too? Because now we're getting, that's messier than what was described.
I wouldn't know about all that. Yeah.
He feel it. But come on, we all smart. We all feel that sexual tension when there's there.
But you know, some people ignore things though. You know, some people ignore
You
things
ignore, but
that are
you know
obvious and true. Yeah. True.
The only reason I asked if there was any sex involved is because there's a certain component of trust that then gets broken, you know, once you start acting on certain things, even if you're acting like, I don't know what the context of their relationship is. I don't know if they have any kind of arrangements or whatever in terms of like who can do what. I'm not making those assumptions.
None.
But
yeah, I can tell you, none.
Okay. The more you tell us, the more it's narrowing down who this couple is. Just because that wasn't a setup for an answer from you. I was just, you know, covering bases. But
No.
are they both within the same
Right. Do they live at 297 West Sycamore Street?
Google Earth.
I have not disclosed where these people live. I can say they don't live in Seattle, so I can say I know that much,
look,
but I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, you're not, girl. You gonna say something else?
We gonna narrow this shit down by the end of the conversation.
I did just disclose some more information, didn't I? I was like, nah. So now you're like, well, they're not there.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna bring it back. So I 100% agree with the boys here. I think at this point, you know, the person that's in the situation has to have a conversation with himself and have to have a conversation with his partner. The conversation with himself is kind of what Craig was saying, which is, what is it that I really want? Because if you're with somebody, you like what you built with somebody, and you don't want to mess that up. You gotta honor that relationship first, and then there's potentially the possibility of opening up a situation. His real question was, can I be in love with two people at the same time? Yeah, it's possible. Think about your family. It's easy. It's easy to love multiple people. Can you be committed? Can they trust you?
Ooh.
Can you be open and have conversation? Are you sexually and spiritually and intellectually compatible? Are you financially compatible?
Oh,
like these
come
are
on, Deaconess.
these are the things that you really need to be determining when you're stuck in these kind of situations. I was talking with a coworker, and she had used this phrase, and I will never forget it because it rings true. Like when you're making a decision, when CEOs make decisions, they have to ask if this decision is severe enough that I can't walk it back. And so this is one of those situations where the question that you're asking us, the way that you answer this, you won't be able to walk this back. You're going to have to stand in it. So even if you make no decision and everyone else figures this thing out, and then it's going to blow up. If you don't bring something up, there's going to be some way that your psyche, your physiology, your something is going to give it all away. So some way or another, whatever's done in the dark always comes to the light. So get in front of it, have a conversation with yourself first, understand what it is that you actually want, because there are so many times when we get distracted by like shiny things, shiny objects, sexy men, whatever. And that's cute for the moment. But if you're really built for a relationship and you're operating like you're chasing after the moments, you will never be fulfilled. Ever. Ever. So this could be symptomatic, and it could be. And on the flip side, this could be the love of your life. Could be, but you got to have that first conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
It's probably not, but I'm just saying it could be. But
there's a little caveat,
right? Well, you know, and that was the hard thing as like being the friend who knows the couple and the friend, you know, and I found myself having a hard time giving advice because I know the individual that he's into, who's really is a genuine good person, and I could see them, you know, making a really good couple. but what he also already has, I mean, that person's dope as fuck too. So I'm just like, I really didn't know what to say, because what I didn't want to do is to be like,
Jarrell
well,
told
Jarrell
me.
said, right. And then he says that to one of them, and then I lose,
Yep.
if not one, two friends at the
Yep.
same time. You feel me? So
Yep.
I didn't want to put myself in that. So when my friend had called me and asked me to talk about this, I was just like, girl, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
But
I
I
was
asked the
sitting there like,
aunties.
But you know what makes the situation
I
really
feel-
hard too, though? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say what makes this really hard too is like sometimes the person, and this, I will say this happens to me. It's in my book, but like, if somebody really wants to be with you, and you go to them and say, "Hey, I think we should, open this up. I think we should." The other person might want to keep the relationships together so much that they're willing to go along with it, but they really don't
Yeah.
want to do it.
Mhm.
And the thing about it is they suffer and you suffer, because you always know when you've steamrolled somebody into doing something. Oh, let's just do
Yeah.
it. You can tell on their face that they're great. Oh, okay. But like, I was selfish, so I went out and did the stuff, and then it still hurt the person, even though, and I could come back and go, you said it was blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't being honest with myself, because I knew that they weren't really down for it. I just wanted to hear that little permission, and then I was,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a real statement. Woo. Well, that was a good one. And community, if you have any other Ask Your Aunties questions, you know how to get it to us. AYA@minorityReport.com or DM us.
Or tell us drunk
Okay.
at the bar.
Or get drunk at the bar.
Or
All
call
right,
us.
tell us and we'll put
Or
it on the
call us.
podcast real quick.
Look.
Okay, I know we're getting late to the episode, so quickly, the Met Gala just happened, so we're going to quickly just go through first impressions. So we're not even going to go into the details. We're going to be like, hated it or loved it, hot tea, cold tea, whatever we want to do. So let's see here. I was sharing my screen.
Wait, can you share your screen? Because
Love it.
didn't you couldn't last time?
There we go. Okay. Okay, so the first one is the last one that came to the Met Gala, extra hella late. Miss Queen Riri. What are we thinking?
I love it.
Hot tea.
I'm okay.
Hot tea.
I agree.
Although, did y'all see the meme of it?
Oh,
With
Lord,
somebody's-
what they memeing already?
Somebody made it seem like it was that the whole top was like the icing on a cupcake.
Oh, God.
So they had done the icing on a cup and put her head in the middle.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was worth waiting for. I mean, she looked good. What do we think about A$AP Rocky with her? Because
Cute.
that's like the Karl Lagerfeld look that Karl
Mhm.
wore often.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at
I
it.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played his role.
I mean, I just loved it. I love seeing Black love, seeing two glamorous, people, doing it, and I just really like their relationship. I really hope well, I hope it lasts as long as it should last. You know what I mean? I feel
Damn.
good for them.
Right.
Because sometimes
I'm
you
a
say
sucker.
something, I hope it lasts, and then you find out that the relationship wasn't even that good, and then you look like a fool. So, I wish them the best. I guess I just said that.
Same.
Yeah.
Same here. All right, the next one up, and I had to be particular which one to show on the YouTube and the interwebs. But we got Lil Nas X here. What we thinking on that? And Nas is always gonna come with something.
It took me a second. I had to grow me, honestly. I had to first. I was like, "What?" And then as I got more into the theme of the Met Gala, then I was like, "Okay, I see what he's giving." We always talk about, especially Dewan, always talk about how men don't push the envelope when it comes to things. And I appreciate that he is one of the few that will do that, right? And it's not about, masculine or feminine. It's about just literally expression for him. Yeah. So I think he did a fantastic job. And I have to say, he is a troll, and I love him to fucking death, because his post on Instagram was it Natalie Portman that was and his ass in the background. I was like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I agree. Dewan, what you thinking, boo?
I think it was really brave, and it's not my favorite look per se, but I 100% appreciate like everything about it and the craftsmanship. To first of all, not a lick of fat on his body anywhere.
Honey,
The way that he was
hold on, let me
moving,
get
and I'm not talking about there's no lipo, no, like just natural, lean and tone and beautiful. So I like that. But
Give it a few years.
I think the
Not give it a few years.
like
Ah,
it sounds like you're talking about Carell at 22.
Girl, like I'm like, bitch. I was like, bitch, been there.
Right.
You supposed to
and
look
don't
ate up
you,
at your
and
in
don't you
your
wish y'all had
20s.
photos like this to look
Look.
back on? Like,
Yes.
look at me
you,
in that
so
silver
do.
spray paint.
Honey, you being a stripper, I'd say it all the time. Like when I used to go to Swinger Bridges in Atlanta, I'm like, bitch, I'm glad
I know for somebody.
sorry.
New York.
to live in. Okay, God said, no, you ain't gonna be no stripper, Carell. Damn.
Ooh.
My bad, Jesus.
Said, don't try it.
That's right.
I will shut the whole production
I
down.
will shut it
Shut it
down.
down. Down.
One thing New York is gonna do is
I
New
wish
York.
I had pictures.
Yeah,
That's a word.
it
That's
is.
a word.
All right, who's next?
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You loved
Love
it?
it, Craig.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with fine as Jeremy Pope. This motherfucker's so cute. But
He
then
is.
we gotta go with this picture right here, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
think
mean-
won the whole night? I think black hair won the whole night. Because if you look, so many people had the
You
black
might want to
ass
mute, baby.
hairstyles. You
You
know,
might want to mute, baby.
Wait.
and I love that from
There, I got him.
you know, like Gabrielle Union and just, I mean, everybody, and Quinta Brunson, like everybody just had just these wonderful black hair moments. And I thought that was really something that was consistent. You know, of course, it would never make one of those trend alert things, but I really think that was something that was surprised me, you know.
There is something a little coonish about what I'm seeing. You know, like,
Oh.
Ooh.
do you know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like, it's
No.
just
I'm
hitting
waiting
me.
for the
I went from
explanation.
0 to
It's just giving, like, not this specific picture, but I'm just thinking about all of the people that are just plastering his face, you know, kind of like, this is massa. Like, it's giving that energy to me, which feels a little less celebratorial and more exploitative beyond one's grave. I know that that's not the intention, but it's just that's what's hitting me right now.
I know kind of what you mean. Like, I don't know that I would wear I don't know that I would wear a t-shirt with some white man's face all big like that on me. So I can see where you say it kind of takes it to a little bit of like, from, oh, this person was influential in fashion and the way this garment is constructed, to kind of this idolization of this man who we know said many controversial things and everything like that. So I totally see where you're coming from.
Damn, Dewan. Damn,
Like-
Dewan. Now it is. Now I'm
Right
seeing
now, I'm
things
like,
that I
damn,
don't
Jeremy.
Because now I'm like, this is like George Washington with some sunglasses on.
Honey.
Like, I don't even.
Honey,
Like,
right?
So let's just go back to
and
this picture right here.
No, but like, when you think about all the people that been dressed in this dead white man's image that they probably had nothing to do with because they weren't even born when he was popping and fly, it feels a little coonish to me.
I
More
wouldn't say
about
coonish.
That's right. Coonish is a little
Coon
strong.
like?
Yeah,
What would you
it's a little
Coon-esque?
strong. It's a little strong.
Coon zero sugar.
Ass kissy,
Yes,
yes.
bro.
Coonish, nah.
Coon like?
I don't know.
Right.
Mm.
Damn. And I'm over here like saying Jeremy Pope is good as hell, but now I can't
he does.
unsee
He looks
one.
But you know what?
beautiful.
He looks
gorgeous,
beautiful.
though.
Beautiful.
He's
Man.
he's just a good looking man.
For me, it is the idolization. It is the picture of,
Yeah.
like, I get that
Well, then
Okay, yeah, let's move
See,
on.
I had to turn him off. I had to turn Jeremy off now. Damn. What we think about Doja at least?
It's giving cats. It's literally giving
That
the play
flopped.
cats.
That flopped.
Yeah. And I think she looks. I think she gave what she was going for, but it didn't give what I was looking for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like figure, great,
Carl
face,
was like
good,
obsessed with his cats. And like
and I
willed all that money to his cats.
And I understand that. It just feels like this is something predictable from Doja Cat. Like we've already seen her without eyebrows. That's not new. She kind of did a little nose a little bit. Nothing new. I don't know. I would have loved to see her be Doja Cat, who we've known her to do wild, crazy things, and really dive deep into that.
Okay.
That's
Craig,
just
what
me.
you thinking?
I must be easy because I'm just like, I was like, oh, this is cute, this is cute, this is cute, you know. But y'all are bringing up stuff that's making me rethink, you know. I mean, I like the, you know, I was shocked. Oh, she has a little cat nose on it. Wonder how she's gonna eat and drink when she gets to the party. I mean, that's basically all the thoughts that I had about it, you know.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Jordan, because I was kind of indifferent. I was like, okay, it's Doja Cat being Doja Cat.
Yeah.
The one, what you
But
think?
wasn't there just something? Going. Yeah, wasn't there just something very like Halloween City about this? Like Jared Leto showing up as a cat, she's showing up as a cat. Like, you got Karl Lagerfeld's face blown up 50,000 feet on a trail of your jacket. Like it just.
But ain't that what we want at the Met Gala, though?
I mean, it's the theme. So to me, I don't think so just because it's the theme. Like, I mean, they're still fitting inside the theme. They're not doing something completely different.
Because years past, we've complained that they haven't gone over the top. And here we are, we got the dude's face like the size of a basketball court. And now we saying, bitch, you coonish. That's too much.
But see, now y'all got me thinking, well, I wouldn't wear the white man's thing. Now, I definitely wouldn't dress as the white man's pet. So now... So now I'm seeing us. I had never thought of that.
Honey.
Damn.
I'm sorry, but
I didn't think about that either.
Oh, damn. Well, okay, so then what the hell we think about Bad Bunny?
Yes, Bad Bunny
all
back.
The way.
Let me tell you.
Honey, I didn't know I was into backs until I saw this back.
Yep.
I didn't see this one from the back.
Honey.
Oh, he looked so good.
And that was like front.
Oh, wow.
From the front, it looks... I didn't care for the front.
But it looked good from the back though, don't
it? It looked amazing. It looked amazing from the back.
Oh, I didn't even know he had hair.
Are we liking it? Well, we know it's not on his back, right? So,
woo, honey, I was like, okay, Bad Bunny.
I liked it.
Bunny.
Yeah,
I
did too. Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I would have loved the suit to do a little something more in the front, and I get it. It's the shock of the back. But I would have liked there to be something a little bit more in the front.
I mean, it's like the Chanel tweed and flowers, so it's kind of giving like a play on bride, groom. This, you know, because Bad Bunny always kind of that middle lane there.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Who else?
Nobody thinks the hair is too slick. Okay, that's just me.
No, I liked it. I actually liked it because he typically has been wearing his hair very kind of like, you know.
One of my faves.
Yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce her name correctly. I think it's Aunteas. This model, she is fucking stunning.
Yeah, she is
stunning.
This looks like so good on her.
Moisturized to the gods.
Honey.
And the thing is, I wouldn't want to see this on anybody else. I want this just on her. Don't know. No.
Oh, I have an interesting tidbit that I didn't think I could share.
She looks like a Barbie doll. Like, she looks unreal. Like, perfect.
Oof. Yeah, this might have been my favorite look of the night, honestly.
I got a text from a friend, like when I was on my way here, that knows somebody who went to the Met Gala, and he sat next to her. And he told me that her dress was so big that some of it was like draped on his leg because there was no place for it to go. I'm a little exclusive, a little gossip exclusive.
Okay, it's not a team. All right, we'll do a couple more here. Janelle Monáe, what are we thinking here? Damn.
I don't want to say
Damn.
I don't want to. I really appreciated this. This is Tom Brown. He did a whole kind of like mini capsule collection for and a bunch of folks wore stuff. What I didn't like about it was her undergarments because it was so avant-garde. The panty and the bra, basically. I didn't like that at all because it felt like it disrespected like the exaggeration of the undercoat and the overcoat. So like she lifts it up, she was lifting it up and holding over her head like hula hoops and all this other kind of bullshit or whatever, just being and and then you just see this bathing suit, essentially glittered bathing suit. It just they could have did something really cool like the Fifth Element, bandaged, body or whatever, multi-pass, that girl. But it didn't do. Just the juxtaposition of it didn't work for me at all. I like the shoes. I like the structure of it. I like how she was playing kind of, I guess, like a Russian doll or something like that. But the underwear did it for me.
Have you seen the video of her dancing in the underwear? That's on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She looked good too. She's another one like Lil Nas X. Wasn't nothing jiggling or wiggling or whatever.
I love her skin tone. Her skin tone is just so like creamy and delicious to me.
I don't like that. I really don't like that undergarment that she's wearing. The bra and the panties.
We can tell.
Really don't.
Well, we're going to. Let's see here. We had to throw in Miss Lil Ariel here, Miss Halle Bailey. It was fine. It was fine. She looked gorgeous, but she always looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I like her hair. I like her. I think it's a different look for her. I like her.
I noticed a lot of especially Black women are starting to look more matronly. Like, and I'm not saying that about Chloe.
Craig Seymour does not endorse this. Do not at me.
No, but like if we were to look at Keke Palmer, if we were to look at Serena Williams, if we look at Keke Palmer and Serena Williams and Cardi B,
I don't know where I can see it.
If you looked at any one of them, look at how and even look at Mary J. Like I didn't care for Mary J's styling because her makeup in the face was way too like it's pulling you down, and I know she says she's going down, but like her makeup is pulling you down. I know that was horrible.
To me, this is like, okay, you're going to see Mary at the show, and this is the way she opens the show with, and then when she does her little Mary dance, she takes the coat off. Like, it just, to me, I love Mary, so I can't really, but like, it just gave me concert Mary. It didn't really give me Met Gala Mary. Yeah.
I didn't like her face.
I wanted to see Mary differently. You didn't like her what?
I didn't like her face makeup at all.
I like her little smoky eye.
Not with that outfit, no. Mm-mm.
I wish Mary came in like a Rihanna garment or something like that, just because it's so different than what we see as Mary. Because I agree with you, Craig. This is what I see on stage. This is Mary all day going grocery shopping damn near, like she had
your card is on my train. When you get your
honey, right? So I agree with that statement for sure. That I wish she kind of did something that we did not see at all coming from her. Right. So, and then connected to Mary, I kind of liked Diddy. I liked Diddy last night. I'm not gonna lie.
The other guy that had a very similar look, the woman that was in that movie, The Causeway, and that other Black guy, he had a very similar look. I forget.
Henry Ty.
Oh, you're talking about Henry Ty. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. This actually might be my favorite look of the night, though.
Yeah, that's another Tom. That's another Tom Brown.
He looks like Big Sean a little bit. Not that. Now that lean in more.
But they kept showing him. I was like, I want that whole outfit. I'd rock the shit out that. But all right. Anyway, so that was the Met Gala.
I would say my favorite was Chai Osi or Chai Osai. He was my favorite.
I had him too.
He almost like I don't know how to explain it, but it almost looked like a women's top. I kind of liked it how he wore his, and I also liked Yara Shahidi's as well too. She is a
Yeah.
woman.
She
The
But
like
didn't
the
even look.
tone. She
Yara
looks
didn't
great.
even
she looks
look
like
like
Lynn
herself.
Whitfield.
She really
Yes,
does.
She
look like
looks
one.
like a young Lynn
and
Whitfield. It's
The
crazy.
forehead
Lynn
realness.
and
Yes.
Felicia Rashad kind of mixed together.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
come on with the hips, Yari.
Yes, with the hips.
That was.
She looked
She
good.
doesn't even. She
Yeah,
doesn't
she
even
did.
look like. She looks grown.
Mhm.
Like I don't know who this woman
Grown
is.
I mean,
Yeah,
she is grown. She's like 25, 26.
Yeah, she's
Like she
grown,
could rent a
but-
car. She's
but-
grown enough.
but
she going to hurt. She going to hurt.
Without the extra deposit.
Oh Lord. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo,
Aunteas
got
merch! Hey! That's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find it at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minorityReport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself, Lord. Okay, quickly. We squeezing everything into this episode. We got a couple little curiosity questions that is like either or just your first gut reaction. So, let's go with Sylvester or Martha Wash.
Wait a minute. What? Like just.
This for you, boo. This for you, exactly. You gotta pick one.
That's for you.
Uh-huh.
But I don't even know what am I judging on.
Whatever you want.
Jeez.
Whatever you want to be.
I guess I'll go with Sylvester because with Sylvester you get Martha Wash. So I guess but I feel like I don't want her coming at
Somebody
me.
get
I
the
might need an
twofer.
interview or something. Well, aren't you that guy that said?
Just put on the Auntie Shar. This one I kind of changed up from what you sent over, Dewan, because I knew he was a Shaka fan. Luther or Shaka?
Oh, Shaka.
Okay. Go.
Again,
We'll do the
I
other
always
one.
go with the person before the other because I feel like that's, just like Sylvester gave us Martha Wash. I mean, Luther was very much influenced by Shaka. The first show he ever did in New York as a solo artist was opening up for her. So
Right. That's true. Let's see here. Are you going to the Renaissance tour?
I don't. Here's the thing. I guess I'm spoiled or something like that. So like for the On the Run 1, On the Run 2, and for the Renaissance tour, she always started in Miami. So it was like I could really get myself excited and pay that big money and all that kind of stuff because it was like I'm seeing the first, not On the Run 2, that was a little bit later, but for like On the Run 1 and for Renaissance, it was the first show. So I was like, I got to be up there to be able to have the videos that nobody will have and get the set list first.
Yep.
These tickets are so expensive and it's so far in advance that it's going to be the kind of thing like if I can get me a cheap ticket or somebody has one the night of, I might go. And I would love to experience it, but it's just kind of like just getting my nerve up to go and big old stadium show and stuff, which is the older you get, the more like, the older I get, the more it's like, I'm not even thinking about the show. I'm thinking, now I got to leave my house at this time to make the traffic. Then I have to sit in this hot ass stadium for 2 hours waiting for it to go on. No good food. Then I'm gonna have to get out, walk to the parking, drive home. Yes,
that's true.
My focus is on that nowadays more so than it's gonna be great. It's gonna see. So yeah. So I hope to be able to see it.
Well, what are you gonna wear if you go?
Something I never wear anything but a t-shirt and jeans. So
t-shirt and my panties.
T-shirt and my panties on. No, so it would just be a matter of the t-shirt, like which I would have. I would think of that long in advance because I don't like to wear the merch from the artist necessarily. So it would have to be like a little twist on something. So, you know what? It would probably be something like maybe like a Kevin Aviance shirt or like a Grace Jones shirt, something that's Renaissance adjacent, but it's not
I'm
like
gonna see Grace Jones in 3 weeks.
Okay, with that, like with Chic and stuff. Is that at the Forest Hills? Oh no, you're in Seattle.
I'm in New York.
New York mixed up. Oh, you are in New York. So are you
Uh-huh.
going to isn't it like a Forest Hills or something?
Mm-hmm. I have literally
He
no
said, I
idea.
don't know, we're not about this thinking about I'll be there.
I'm gonna be there.
I got the ticket.
I saw on Instagram she was gonna be in New York one night only, and I said I'm getting it. And as soon as I got those tickets, I didn't even look to see where it was.
Oh, maybe it's not because I know she's playing like a stadium with Duran Duran, like Eek and Grace Jones, but it's at the Forest Hill Stadium way out in Queens.
No,
so maybe
I'm not seeing. No, I'm not doing all that.
That's why I was
It's
saying.
like a little theater that she's
Hey,
doing.
you really need to plan.
It's just Grace.
I've seen Grace Jones so many times. Like I've spent so much of my life waiting for Grace Jones to come on stage. I mean, because I saw her back in like the 80s and 90s. I don't think she's like that anymore.
I went to
think
see Lauryn Hill, had a horrible experience. 3.5 hours before that bitch showed up. I'm like,
Oh, you were good. Because I've been to a Grace show. Luckily, I had paid like, it was one of those things like in the club shows, but if you pay like a little extra, like $10 to $20, you get a seat. Luckily, I got the seat. I think the doors opened at 9. I know she didn't go on before 2:30.
Oh, I would have went home.
I'm like, you know what, Grace?
So y'all just sat up there for eight damn hours looking at each other with no internet?
Yes.
No.
Yes. With no internet, with no, I think the opening act I can't even remember what it was, but I think they like performed for like 20 minutes because, opening act don't got no songs, how long they can perform it. And I think they came on to like 10 from 10:30. And then the rest of the time was just.
Better one than me.
But the thing about it, she made it all worthwhile because it was a fantastic show, and I've seen her. Well, that was the longest I've waited, but I've seen her multiple times. So sometimes I just like being in the presence of people, and I like going to the shows when it's sort of like when you can kind of, like you said, you're seeing this theater show, you can get this intimate experience and all that kind of stuff. That's what I really like about concerts. Not so much like sitting all up in the stadium, all outside, all hot, watching a big screen because you can't really see the person. Like. You know what I mean? It's like, don't have no church fan, you'd be hot,
That's a word. So I scoped on your Instagram that The Velvet Rope is your favorite Janet album. So I'm not going to put that in the mix. Janet All For You album versus the Janet album.
Janet.
Yeah.
Janet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I just, because that album was just, because, I've loved Janet ever since the first album. So I like Young Love and all that kind of stuff. I mean, those were like huge hits to me in my mind. So like,
she said, I might be young, but I'm not foolish.
Not foolish. Right? Angela Winbush on the keyboards and stuff. So anyway.
And she had that little, I don't even know what to call that little hair.
Yeah. Y'all get me all off topic. But so anyway, so like, like the Rhythm Nation, like I got it, but I wasn't necessarily as into that Rhythm Nation suite and stuff like, I was kind of like, oh yeah, it's nice that you're saying this and stuff like that. But like Janet album just really, just the warmth of it and all that kind of stuff just got me right through. And I remember buying it at a midnight sale, and just listening to it, then I saw the tour. So that just is a really special kind of, just such a great experience,
Yeah. Okay. Sister Sledge or the Pointer Sisters?
Sister Sledge. Because I'm obsessed with Sister. I love Sister.
Said that with the quickness.
Mama don't go on no changes. Mama don't
She was saying it while you were saying the other person's name. She's like,
she said sister.
Well, I mean, just, because also like the thing, like my era of the Pointer Sisters, when they were introduced to that, I saw that when they were doing those 40s outfits, and it was very kind of like a retro, like Boogie Bugle Boy and that kind of stuff. So, it was fine for what it was. It just wasn't my thing. With Sister Sledge, like, just so young and vibrant, and
we're gonna have to
I remember buying the He's the Greatest Dancer 45.
I love it.
She done elevated in my book, honey.
Right. I know that's right. What bad review did you give that hasn't aged well?
Mariah Glitter, where I really it was one of those situations like it's even hard to explain how weird it was in the 2000s, but they literally flew me from Buffalo to New York City just to hear the album because they were so scared of it leaking. And so I go fly all this way, go up to the Virgin, and literally I'm just sitting in the conference room like this, and somebody comes in and press play and walks out, and like I'm just allowed to like play it a couple of times as I'm sitting in this big conference room trying to get into the vibe of the music.
Right.
So it was just very difficult, and
so now you're team Justice for Glitter.
well, it's just the thing that bothers me about it is I took some and I might as well just say it since people are going to tag me, but I took some hits at her personally, which I really deeply regret. Like I said something like you know how like the song is based upon like retro samples and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
And I said something like she's like the old stripper at the strip club dancing to old ass songs.
You had a sharp moment.
And this is the lead review in Vibe magazine now. So I'm like, and so when I read it when it came out, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I said. But you're on deadline, you're listening to you.
Right.
Oh, that's a funny line. I'm just trying to be funny and trying to be edgy and whatever. And then seeing it in print and just having met her and just like imagining how that must have felt, because she's so into being sort of the R&B community understanding her and stuff like that. And I had talked to her,
and she writes
really
her own
that.
music, and it comes from like a personal place.
So I was just kind of like, damn, I did. And this was time when she was down too. Of course, I didn't know that when I was reviewing the album. It was like,
you said an old stripper.
I said an old stripper. Because that's when she was wearing like those hot pants and stuff like that. I was like, I think I said something like, and the clothes are too small. Like it was bad.
Damn, that's why she named her album Emancipation of Mimi. She said, fuck that motherfucker, Emancipation of myself.
Well, I can tell you this. I saw her not that long afterwards at this was when she was about to break Charm Bracelet. I was on the road with Drew Hill writing a story about them, and one of the stops was the BET Honors Award in DC, which was for Stevie Wonder that year, and she was there. And I
need
saw
to see
her.
this movie. Am I the only one that's listening to this? Like, I need to see this movie.
He had 15 lives.
I saw her manager, who I had known from when I interviewed her,
with Drew Hill, and then I walked over into the Met Gala, and I met.
He said that
Gala.
I walked all over.
Gala. Let's get it. The BET Honors Gala in DC, Northeast DC.
I just threw on my Versace coat and galloped into the gala.
But I think I said something to her manager, like, oh, I'd love to say hi to her. And it was like, no, she does not want to talk to you. Okay.
Go figure.
I guess she read it. I didn't have to ask that. I guess she
So I casually turned my head so you can't see me cry.
Honey, I know that's right. What is your favorite Mariah album?
Ooh, good one. I would say I just love Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. I just wrote about that recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just so cohesive, just like one thing into other. And I like, MC the MC. I like her when she's just talking shit and just making all her crazy illusions and stuff. And she does that constantly throughout that album.
The shit out that album.
Yeah, exactly.
She did too, but like that cohesion of them two together.
And he brings stuff out of people. Just like a Beyonce song with The Dream is much different than Beyonce, because I don't know what he'd be doing, but he'd be like, no, you need to say this, you need to say that, you need to be aggressive, you need and
they be talking that shit when they
I don't know if he's passing around the Hennessy or like what, but there's a different energy when people work with him.
Okay, so two more. So Shaka versus Patty then.
Shaka. Okay. But I adore Patty, particularly like I was always a LaBelle super fan from a little boy, like, and it's just a matter of like, again, Shaka's just I hear God, I hear like infinite possibilities. It's all of that word, Shaka is almost like otherworldly. Whereas like one thing I love about Patty is like when I hear Patty, I'm instantly grounded in like the church and the here and now and the earthiness and everything like that. Where Shaka sings, I'm just like, you know, new
It's
world
like I want to do bad
universes and
things.
yeah.
I probably already know this answer based on your earlier, I guess, statements. Janet or Beyonce?
Again, since I have no, I mean, my life has been shaped around Janet, so I would have to say Janet. But I will say this: I mean, you know, nobody has puts on a show like Beyonce, and like, I mean, I think she has done what you were supposed to do. She consistently looks to the past and takes the best of what people have done in the past, and she tries to elevate it. That's what people are supposed to do. So I don't understand all these stands because I'm sure Janet looks at her and she appreciates. You want somebody to build upon what you've done. I mean, if there's another writer that's looking to me, I want them to be better than what, because
1000%.
hopefully I've helped make the path easier so that they don't have to, you know, that they can, their runway is a little bit long, you know, they can take right off where I had to like push the plane
Right.
along, you know what I mean? And so the whole reason of sacrifices I make now is so that somebody else can have it easier and that they can spread, you know, Black queer culture to more people and write about it in a different way and have broader ideas. So, you know, that's the way I see it. But I never see the kind of like a versus thing. I think, and I always see that's just something fans make up, because I think if you really are committed to a craft, you can't do anything but appreciate if somebody's taking the craft to a next level. So that's the way I feel.
And we'll get out of here on this. Coming to the stage is Craig Seymour. What song is playing?
Some with the house beat. Let's say a 10 City song, like That's the Way Love Is.
Okay.
That's always a go-to.
Yeah.
Well, Craig, we appreciate you. And again, you're going to have to come back. So you don't have an option.
Of course. And I appreciate y'all so much. I mean, I can't even tell you, like, just, it's, you know, what is so great is like people can listen to you guys and they can feel a Black gay community that might not exist in a physical location where they are. And I just feel that's so profound, you know, like, because we don't, I mean, in my day, you know, we had like BLK magazine, we had the Thing zine from Chicago. So it's like there were ways that you could connect to, and I was in DC, so I didn't really need it, but it's like that was a way to connect to like Black gay men in other parts of the country and just understand what's going on. What are they listening to? What are they wearing? You know, but I know a lot of those physical things have gone away, and I just think you probably just really, like you had said, you know, people don't understand the importance of what they do. I mean, I'm just sure that you all make somebody feel less lonely, less isolated, and all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate what you do.
Oh, that's very
Thank you, baby.
Bro. That means a lot.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're welcome back whenever. We will definitely get you back here. We appreciate you. Tell the community where they can find you and what you got going on. Like what's coming up.
I live at blah blah. No,
They will show up.
Sycamore Street.
You can always find me on Twitter. That seems to be one of those things. You know, as soon as I get out, they pull me back in, and I'm on at Craig's Pop Life at pretty much all of my socials. You can look up my writing at randbeing.com and sign up for my newsletter at Craig's Pop Life at Substack, and that way you'll find out when I finally finish my Janet Jackson biography, which should be out soon. You know, I would be.
So you're gonna have to come back for that one. Absolutely gonna have to come back for that one.
Absolutely.
It's a date.
Dewana about to go see her next Tuesday, so woo, I can't wait, bitch.
And you know what? I went because it was opening night. The Together Tour was opening night in Hollywood, Florida, which is close to here. So, but I was like, Lord, I have to park. I have to go to Planet Hollywood. I have to do this. Luckily, I went with somebody that had never seen Janet before, so they were able to. Oh, aren't you gonna have fun? Yeah, you know. And it did. Like I left my house at 4:00. I did not get back home until after 1. Damn, and the concert wasn't but an hour and a half, but it was just the traffic, the getting there, the this and that, the and then the drive home. It took that long. So I'm getting old. That's my thing. I'm just
And we love it. We love
Absolutely.
it.
Love
We
it.
love getting older. So community, check him out. Go follow him. Go subscribe to his newsletter. We'll have him back for sure. And anything else on your hearts and minds, Dewan and Jarrell?
Love y'all.
No.
There we go. All right, community. Wash your hands, your legs, and your ass. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Yay.